What do you guys think about violence in general?
We think it's terrible. It's not the answer. Violence is not the answer at all. It's a cruel way to solve problems. It goes against everything that is humane.
Do you think there's anything that can be done to actually stop the violence, or is there a way to prevent more violence in the area?
Yes, I think that there should be programs that teach people how to communicate and talk out their problems.
You think communication is the main reason for violence?
Yes, for sure. Because people don't know how to communicate their issues. And if people understood each other and they understood that we were just all the same, then there would be no violence against, certain races.
Do you guys think that, have you guys ever been a part of violence or heard of any violence in schools or friends, family, baseball teams?
I was once involved with violence.
Can you tell me about that? Or
somebody slapped me once and somebody punched me once.
Is there a reasoning for that, or was...
One time I pinched someone and they felt it was necessary to slap me in return. And one time I told someone to get off my friend's property and they punched me.
Do you think, did that affect you in any way, or is...
Yes, it made me more angry and more mad at the world.
So you think that violence against someone only causes more violence?
Yes. I wanted to punch people in return.
I'm Bishop Perry Davis, keeping it real here with real interviews of the Bishop Perry Davis Show. Now, when you see this van come around, we're probably going to ask you to do a live interview with us. And it's up to you whether you want to add to or give your input on the crime or different things that's happening around Buffalo, New York. We actually would love to do an interview with you, and actually it'll be a live interview. And that's when you see this van coming around Buffalo in your neighborhood, we will actually maybe get out and stop and ask you to do a live interview with us or something of that nature. It's all to help stop the violence in our community and stop the violence in Buffalo, New York. So definitely when we come around, we're gonna do an interview. You see us doing a live interview, you're more than welcome to stop and give us your input on what you think about crime that's going on in Buffalo and what would you do to actually help stop the crime in our communities. Again, we're keeping it real here at the Bishop Perry L. Davis Show in Buffalo, New York. Give us a call or give us an interview. Thank you.
Come on, praise the Lord, saints. Yes, I've been here. I've been out there. But you know what? Because I called in the name of Jesus. Yeah. I got you on this one. Yeah. You know, and I have been going through some tests, and I know each and every one of us have been going through tests. Because the devil down there is always busy. He's always trying to test me. But you know what? I'll fight him. Because I got God. He got me. I have been through trials and tribulations, okay? I was telling Bishop and Pastor, you know, I've been through a lot. Okay? This is my husband. My husband took sick on 2004 with the lung disease. But God has blessed him. Still doing what he's doing. But it's okay. Because God has not taken us away. I was in an automobile accident, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, I've been in a lot of car accidents. I probably shouldn't be here today because of God here. But you know what? My last car accident I had was real bad. The doctors and them told me, you would never walk again. I said, you know what? That's your belief. I got too much belief in the Lord. The doctor, I'm not gonna ever walk again. That's what you think. Okay? You know, and see, that's why I say we have God. We have to pray. We have to say the devil is a liar. The doctors, they human. Yeah. It takes
It's
God.
not even about tough love. It's just, it's everybody. It's like you have to grow up. At some point, you are going to get off. You know what I mean? It was like the boundary we destroyed. I remember growing up where kids wasn't about to be in front of a bunch of adults talking. That was a no. You know, we got away from that. It's just we have to start to implement that standard back. We have to get back to that because the old-fashioned way, that was the right way. You didn't have all this trouble. You didn't have kids running around with guns. You didn't have that back in those days. You really didn't.
No.
You know, and it was just because, you know, it was a standard. And which you came from, the parents was being parents. You know, they made it easy. The mothers, they get the Section 8. They made it so it didn't. And then it starts small. Then that's something, it got to get the increase. But we do have to start, once we recognize what it is that we can bring forth, because we do need to bring forth change. Definitely bring forth change. It'll increase in time, but we have to remain consistent. That's another thing, that a lot of times we can start something, and then because it takes effort to pull it off, people go back to that lazy way of doing things, and they become not as consistent as it needs to be. This is something that and that's what happened when we grew up. Our parents were consistent. They never stopped. They were consistent, and that's what we've gotten away from. So that's what people have to do now. If you're gonna start just to really make a difference, you need to be consistent. And you know, that takes effort to be consistent. We definitely need to bring that back, and it's about love. If you love somebody, you do want to check on them. You want to look at your kid at a certain time every day, just to see if you're doing all right, if you're out drinking, drugging, anything. To me, when you had right. It was just a healthier way of living.
Yes.
It was.
Well, I remember when I was coming up, as far as that's concerned, where it's 6 o'clock, you had to be there, you had to eat dinner, you sit at the table with everybody, you know what I mean? And then after that, you can go back out and play a little bit or whatever have you. But you had to do the fellowshipping with the family once a day at a certain time.
Absolutely.
And that kept structure.
It did.
Because it kept you within a certain time zone, for one thing. You're not going to be in certain places where you know that you have to be here at 6 o'clock. And I think that we need to try to come up with something of that nature, even if we're still on talking.